My name is Janie Daly. I am your psychic/intuitive life coach, psychic life coach for you and your pets. You will find we talk about everything in your sessions, everything. So a lot of people, or I'm going to tell you everybody has spoken after their sessions and said that it really helped and changed their lives. And that's what I aim for. Again, if you're listening now or later, that means that you're a light worker. What is a light worker? A light worker is kind of like, it's a true Christian, meaning before coming here, we had made a pact that we're going to help as many people as possible. Hello, Miss Dawn. Welcome. I started like a little bit early, but you know me. But anyway, so I was saying that if you're watching or listening, then you're definitely a light worker. And for those of you saying, what is a light worker? It's a true Christian. And I don't want to insult anyone by saying that. Hello, Miss Dawn and Miss Renee. I don't want to insult anybody by saying that. But what I do want to say is, like I said, like I started to say before, you know, we contracted to come here and help as many people as possible. We want to help people that are in darkness to come out. We want to give people hope. And, you know, it's so important. We don't judge. I don't care who you're sleeping with. That's really not my business. Because I'm not going to share my love life. That's really not your business. So there's some things, I mean, because this is what we're going to talk about tonight. It's something that I saw on YouTube. And boy, it really upset me. Because I'm going to tell you, nobody can tell you who you can love. No one. And they always talk about, and I can say what, I jump ahead a little bit. What I saw on YouTube was something that it's one of those shorts, and there's 2 or 3 things that God says, don't make him happy, it's not allowed. And as you would know, it's written by man. That's all I can say. It was written by man. And I'll explain that. I'll be glad to explain that. But if you can, first, I get like all fired up. I just don't like people to be judged. It's not right. And then you have people who, like, as YouTube would say, unalive themselves, because people do say, you guys, I used to help, and I still do. I still do, but back in the day, I actually had set up some kind of funds or foundation type thing to help people suffering from the AIDS virus. And you wouldn't believe, just about all of them had said that their families, people had said, you have this disease because you're living in sin. The God I know would be horrified that somebody that he loves, who has done, let's say this person who's dying, has done so much good for so many people, have saved lives even. But yet because man is saying, no, you're living in sin, whatever. And sometimes you guys, the people that point the fingers are sometimes the worst people. And I don't mean to be rude, but it is what it is. But anyway, please let me know in the messages if you feel that you are intuitive. I told you, intuition, AKA common sense. Okay? And how to find out if you're intuitive. It's dreams, when you have dreams that come true, or when you get a thought that becomes reality. It's like when you know things too. You know, the clairsentient is the feeling and the knowing. You'll know. Because really I refer to us as black sheep, the black sheep. Because, you know, a lot of us, we are different and we feel different. And a lot of people say, I just don't fit in. I don't fit in. Like my family is so wonderful, but it's like, you know, I'm just not like them. And that is me. I'm very different. And that's okay. Because I'm going to tell you something and don't worry. I'm going to touch on that YouTube thing. I'm going to ask to forgive me, but please like, subscribe, and share with others who feel lost, sad feelings, feeling hopeless, but also there's fun stuff too. So yes, so please subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. So I have spoken about my life with you guys. My dear mom passed away when I was 1 month short of 8 years old. And my dad, and I should say too, my mother allowed me to be myself. My mother taught me kindness. My mother taught me that all people, we're all the same. We might have different color skin, but we have the same things inside of us, the same color blood. And I was, a little girl in the time that there was racial issues, but my mother was an earth angel. Most definitely, I can say that. But she allowed me to be myself. I could talk to animals. I knew what they were saying. I could see deceased people. I knew what they were saying. But also, I have a strong faith in God, always, since I was little. I mean, it's like Jesus and I were like besties, but I would always refer to God as my Father. And my mother never told me it was bad. My mother never, no. The only time she didn't like it is when I was in church. And I was a little thing, 4 or 5 years old. And we used to go to St. Mary's in Govans, and the priest up front would be talking about God and how he's angry, and if you do this and you do that, you're gonna burn in the fires of hell, or whatever. But I remembered tugging on Mom, going, Mom, who's that man talking about? And then I heard him mention God, right? And I go, that's not the God I know. So she'd be like, Janie, shh, shh, shh. And like I said, she would start to bring mallow cups, which, as you guys know, has the marshmallow and the coconut, but it was enough to keep me chewing and quiet for future churches. So, but again, a wonderful, wonderful lady. But it was neat too, because I should say, I have this written down so I don't forget stuff, but I could see angels too. I definitely could see angels a lot. To me, because she let me be me, I grew up thinking everybody talked to animals. Everybody saw angels. Everybody could talk to their aunt who passed. Or if you needed to know something, just ask your aunt. I mean, no, she's not on this plane, but you'll have the answers. My mother never punished me, always very kind. I think my mother used to pray a lot before taking me outside somewhere. But anyway, that's 50. Okay, Judy. Okay. Anyway, so, but my earth father, he was an alcoholic, and he didn't parent us. He told me that when my mom died, he died. So I didn't really have parents, I didn't really have, somebody who brought me up and took me in and loved me. I was just definitely different. And I would walk into families' conversations sometimes when they were talking about how weird I was, whatever. But that's okay, because my father was always God. So it didn't bother me. I know that sounds crazy. As I got older, yeah, because you start to have clear memories of things. Anyway, but that's a whole nother program. But my father, though, I gotta give him this, though. My father was very good with children. We were driving one day, and this little child, this probably 6 years old, fell off of his bike. He goes, pull over, Jenny, pull over. So I was like, okay. Now, back in those days, you could do this. If we did this today, he would probably be locked up. Well, that's not true. I wouldn't pull over because I knew that. But no, so he did. We pull over, and the little guy was crying and couldn't get up. My father walks over there, hey, dude, you okay? Or hey, buddy, you okay? And helped the little boy up. And the little boy, like ear to ear smile. So he was kind. Both parents were very, very kind, very kind. And both of them had a joking personality. So I got hit double, which is why my personality and my joking is off the wall. But this part now, I was always protected. God always protected me, always. You know, because again, I was a kid. I didn't know what I was missing out on. You know, I didn't know. I just kind of lived. I never encountered any of those Ouija boards. I never encountered cards. I wasn't exposed to any ghost games or those games that, I don't know, what did the kids say? Like you looked in a mirror and saw Mary or something. Not Mary, not the mother Mary, some other Mary. But anyway, and I lived down Virginia Beach when I was 16. I didn't even know about the Edgar Cayce Center. Not one, I lived down there for like a year and a half, and not one person ever brought it up. You know why? It's not that all that is bad. I was young soul, definitely a young soul. And there is a battle for souls. There's definitely a battle for soul. That's why when people are like, oh, I'm not going to talk about the sixth sense. The sixth sense goes with the five senses. Sixth sense is common sense. Sixth sense is your cell phone to God. Why would the devil give you a cell phone to God? That doesn't even make any sense. But anyway, when children are not prepared, their souls are basically up for grabs. So you have to have faith. Whatever your faith is, just have faith. I'm not telling you who to have faith in. That's not up to me. That's up to you. And, you know, a lot of people, I'm different. Like with my religious beliefs and everything, I'm very, very different. But kids have to be careful. So teach your children things. Because kids see things, you guys. They see angels. They see spirits. There's a lot of spirits out there that are just wandering around. There's a lot. So why not like explain this to your child instead of, oh no, it's not going to happen. Don't do that. Please. By telling children they don't see what they're actually seeing, that can cause addictions down the road. It also cause mental illness. So no. Like one of the things, you guys, the best thing that you can teach your kids or grandkids, to look for heart rocks. Oh gosh, my son found like a chicken tender, and it was in the shape of a heart. Leaves, lots of hearts. They are, and I tell the kids, they are signs from your angels. And it means they're watching over you always. So, but they knew, God knew as a kid, and I didn't have parents, that he protected me. It's funny because when I was older, of course, everybody, oh yeah, do you remember the parties? I don't know, it was like they would put their fingers or something underneath somebody and they would chant and have the person rise. None of that, you guys. And I went to parties, but none of that. So I do believe that was God watching over me. And God knows me. God knows me. God knows that I'm a medium. God knows that I talk to angels. God knows about my gift with animals. He's not judging me, and he's not punishing me. So I wrote down here too, God has always been my bestie. Really, seriously. And I say that with respect though, but he's kind, he's loving. You know, he gave us free will because we're going to make mistakes. We're learning. It's like your kids, you know, your kids are going to make a lot of mistakes, you guys. And if you think they're not going to, you're sadly mistaken. But allow them to make mistakes. Because isn't that how we learn? Most of the time, we don't learn from the good. We learn when we've been burnt. We know when it's bad, we learn then. So, I mean, it's really not that hard. It's just like, let everybody be themselves. But here goes. So let's talk about what I saw on YouTube. And I didn't get the third thing. I was so angry by the second thing. I was like, this is rubbish. This is cruel. And they should not be teaching people this. Because what they're teaching people by doing this kind of stuff, they're teaching God. They're teaching people to turn away from God, not to come towards. Because there's a lot of people like me. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that see things that you can't. I do healing. I do. I do healing. You know, I actually did a healing on a lady who was in a terrible accident. She couldn't feel anything. She came into the office. I got her to stand. And she's like, I'll be okay for like 10 minutes. So, and then I heard very clearly, put your hand on her back, your left hand on her back. And back then I was very new to healing. So mentally I'm going, no, I'm not doing that. I heard again, put your hand on her back. Mentally, and no, I'm not doing that. And he says, again, very strong, put the hand now. I was like, oh, geez. Because then mentally I'm going, she's going to think I'm a fruitcake. And he's like, do it. Okay, jeez. So I asked her permission, may I put my left hand on your lower back? And she said, yes. So I did that. And then I get instructions as to where to move my hand, whether to keep it there, to move it up a little bit, to move it to the right, to the left, whatever. I get instructions, healing instructions. So by the time I was done, well, as I was doing this, the lady's like going, oh my gosh, I feel my feet. I feel my feet. Oh my God, I can feel my legs. It's moving up. It's a weird sensation, but yeah. Yeah, so for that family, if you are listening, please contact me because I would love to see how everybody is doing today. So, the YouTube thing. The first one was that God does not want you talking to mediums. Now remember, the kings that were in the Bible can do it. Like all the rich people in the Bible, that was okay for them. They could go to tea readers, they could go to fortune tellers, but nobody else, not the common folk. So come on, let's be real, right? He's trying to say that that's really the devil. Let me share this with you. Your loved ones, when they pass, they have the ability to be with you. They never leave you. I can't explain to you about time and space. I can't explain that. I don't know how to explain it in language. I don't know. I see it in my head, but I don't know the words. But I will tell you that it's nothing like you can imagine. It's nothing like time now. I mean, if anything, sometimes I get frustrated and I'm like, dear God, you're really bad with time. But I always say everything with respect. But it's like, God will strike you and blah, 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 because that's the devil. And no. Your loved ones, honestly, get their feelings a little hurt, but they understand. If you really believe that, you're entitled to your beliefs. But they will give you signs. Your loved ones give you signs. And a lot of times they'll sit with you. Or there's even times they will hug you. They don't leave you. They love you. I mean, now if you have somebody who's passed, you don't want them around you, you have that right. And you can say, I don't want so-and-so around me. But it makes everyone feel so good. When I do readings, I will get information that nobody else is going to know. It's not out there. And I don't know a lot of the people I do readings for, but like I said too, when I do the readings, I have a tendency to forget everything. When I do the next reading, I mean, it comes back maybe halfway through the session. But anyway, no, but seriously, it feels so good. I mean, when somebody, unfortunately, see, other religions, which is kind of funny because the religion is universal, so I thought, but yet, like different cultures, when someone passes, it's a joyous occasion because they know that soul's going home. And you guys, it is true. This is school. This is school. You were here to make a difference. That's what I'm saying. Be kind, make a difference. Because, and I'm telling you to be kind and to do good things because it's nice. It makes you feel good and it makes someone else feel good. You know, but when you do bad things, karma. And karma doesn't play. I say that karma's like Mother Nature more because it's not fun. Karma's not fun. So, but you get good karma too. Because God loves those who help others, you know? But anyway, so yes, dead set against the Bible says that you're not allowed to seek a medium or talk, you're not allowed to talk to your deceased loved ones. Yeah. Not true. Not true. Now remember, who raised me? God raised me. I wasn't raised by wolves. I was raised by God. And my mom helped a lot as well after she passed. And she still does. Yeah. But he raised me. And, you know, you could say, well, how do you know that's God? Because for those of you who know me, I'm kind. You know, I mean, I have my grouchy days. I'm human, but I would never hurt someone. I would never, like, no. I have a hard time watching like shows with crime where, especially the children and animals, something bad happens. That just tears me up. I wouldn't think of hurting anyone. And if I do, it's by accident or something that I didn't know. But your loved ones, though, they love talking to you. They love being with you. And then you guys, I know you love getting signs from your loved ones that have crossed. I know you do. I mean, yesterday I was out and it was like a rough day, and I will share this experience as soon as I get to the end of it. But again, another God thing, because I'll let you know really quick. I was going to finish nursing. I'm like, never doing it because people are so mean to each other. And I still have a hard time with, if you talk to me, I'm going to believe you. I'm not like Miss Psychic, and let me check you out. Your business is not my business. And that's very overwhelming for me. If I went in and I tuned I love that. I'd be like, hey, so what's your name? You should know. Why should I know your name? I mean, come on. I'm even the kind of person, I'm a nice girlfriend. I don't look at his phone. No, I don't know. But anyway, so, sorry. But anyway, but yeah, it's just like with the way that, go back to the nursing, the way that patients are treated. Staffing is horrible. People run these facilities that have no medical knowledge. They should be forced to take medical classes. Definitely. Anybody who's running like a nursing home, because they have no problem going, oh, no, cut the expenses and whatever. Anyway. So yes, I was going to get out of nursing. So I had a God dream. And this God, he measures things in legs, not feet or inches. But he said to me, you have one last leg. Okay. So I was like, oh no, please, no. And he said, one last leg. Then you can be done with the nursing. Okay. So, and he described who it was going to be. He went into detail. And I am now doing this. So God speaks to us, speaks to you in dreams too. Your deceased loved ones, they come to you in dreams. They love you. They give you signs, lots of signs. So if you can ask, just don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. Okay? Please. The other thing is, get ready for number 2. They said the Bible says that you're not allowed to pray to or for your deceased loved ones. Because if you are, you're being disrespectful to God and it'll make him angry. Come on. Really? This is when I call it the sheeple. Okay? You're not a sheeple. We weren't, people make it seem like we're robotic. Like, we came here, God's controlling us like game pieces. And then that's why you have some people that are atheists, because they're like, I don't believe in that. Well, don't believe in it. It's not true. Everybody has a journey. Everybody. And you're your own boss. It's up to you. But it's up to you what you want your fate to be. I recommend having fun, doing good things, having fun, laughing. Laughing is everything. But anyway, excuse me. Like I said, I didn't listen to the third one. I was too upset. And then people are start quoting stuff, and it's like, no, please don't. Please don't. Because it's no. So, on that note, you can pray for your loved ones, your deceased loved ones, and you can pray to them. Better yet, you can talk to them. They hear you. But you have to pay attention to what signs you get when they're around. Okay? Excuse me. Some people will get the hair on the back of the neck will stand up, goosebumps, warm feeling, almost kind of like a hot flash. That's a hug. The hot flash is a hug. And when you cry, they wipe your tears. Don't ever forget that, please. And remember, you're joined together again. But you're here right now, and they are still helping you do what you came here to do. Don't try to hurry up so you can get home and shorten your life on purpose because you want to get home. Don't do that. You guys, we're here for a reason, okay? A big reason. And you'll find more and more what your reason is as you go through your life. But you don't want to have to do it all over again. I know I don't. It's hard. But not, don't suffer. Because, it's like this. Okay. When you have your kids, especially kids as teenagers, you're trying to talk to them and teach them things. But I would have more success with teaching, the lamp. Because they don't listen until something bad happens. Then it's like, Mom, okay. Your loved ones are doing the same thing. They see you crying. They try to do something drastic so you can see that they're with you. But remember too, be fair to them too, because they know you have a path here. And then once you're done, then you go home and you're all reunited again. But, okay, I'm supposed to say also that when you are ready to pass, they will be there. They're going to be the people that are going to meet you and have their arms extended and saying, I love you, come on. And everybody who in hospice, it's wonderful. It's phenomenal. And they always, and since I can see too, I fit right in because it'll be and they'll tell me, so I know when people are there. And the person who is past dying is so happy. And it was important. I always tell the families, it's important to say, you're going to be happy because they are going to be happy. And you can even ask your loved one too, what kind of a sign are you going to give me? They'll let you know. And then you will definitely see those signs. But it's It's a wonderful life. Sorry, I was just thinking of, I saw a sign yesterday. My ex-husband passed, and he said that he would show me a raven or ravens. So it was really funny. That's why I started to say I was at work and I was finished working. It's just the part-time thing. But I was walking towards my car and I see one bird, big bird, right? Just one. And it's kind of like he looks at me, he lands, and I'm like, oh, I gotta take a picture. So I'm trying to take a picture, but you could tell too, he's like looking at me like, come on, it's not that hard. And that's something he would have said when he was here. So I go ahead and I take the picture and checked it out. And yeah, it's a raven. But it was nice and it was perfect timing because I saw some progress and I was excited about it, but kind of scared a little bit. But it was like his way of saying, because he's the one who got me into doing this work. Yes, Donald is the one who got me into this work. So for that, I'm always grateful. And then he's like, he is around to guide me. And I actually enjoy that. Now, when he was alive, I'd be like, don't do that. But he knew I was joking. But anyway, on that note, you guys, please subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. To schedule a reading with me, you can send, my email address is on the front of the of my page there, but it's janiedaly@gmail.com. Also Facebook Messenger. And for those of you who have my number, send me a text. Just know, okay, you weren't to judge others. Now, if you see somebody's doing something that's not good for them, yeah, step in there, be kind, talk to them, see what's going on. But do so without judging. Most importantly, stop judging yourself. Please stop. That's another thing too. Your loved ones on the other side are like, oh my gosh, that's what I was trying to, I kind of got sideways. That's what they do too. Like the way I was talking about, like when you're talking to a teen and the teen's just like, what? Your loved ones think that too, because your loved ones are trying to tell you, hey, I love you, I'm here. And they do everything to try to get your attention. Pay attention to repetitive songs. Like if you just start singing a song that, like, why am I singing that song? Because somebody who's passed, who loves you, is singing right next to you. And they are delighted when you start singing the song that they are singing to you. Okay, also smells. If you have grandmoms who bake, yeah, I had that too. I actually was for somebody I was going to do a reading for, her grandmom. And I was like, this job is so cruel. I could smell homemade chocolate chip cookies baking. Well, and I knew it wasn't in my house because like the dog would be the one baking and yeah, sure enough, when I did the reading, I told her about the cookies, and it smelled heavenly. And she's like, oh, my grandmother did that all the time, and that was her specialty. So that is such a bummer, you guys, to smell stuff like that and just walk in your kitchen and nothing's in there. Bummer. But they are trying to talk to you. Your deceased loved ones will try to speak with you. Okay? The more you mourn and cry, and that's a wall. Mourning is a wall. Take the wall down. It's hard. I know that. I understand that. One thing I always do, I always ask Archangel Michael. I always ask Archangel Michael, like if I'm not feeling good, to allow me to be in a position to be receptive. You can ask for help. Everybody has your divine family. Everybody has angels, spirit guides, people that have passed, dogs and cats, animals that have passed. So just know you're not alone, not at all. And if somebody says something to you like that little YouTube that I watch, that's not true. That's not true. And I feel that I am a good enough person to say that. I'm a good enough source or reference or source to say that. Because That's how I was raised. That's why when I started doing this YouTube and I said to, okay, I need to come out, so to speak, which sounded a little suspicious, but no, it was coming out, Joan, because I was never, and those of you, I always respect your religious choice, whatever, always. Okay, but I always focus on the spiritual aspect and the stuff. I talk about Jesus occasionally and definitely the angels, but I kind of kept my relationship with God to myself. And I think it is because I've had so many people confront me and start sprouting verses and then turn around and do something terrible to me. And I feel like that happened for a reason because I can tell you that has happened to me more than 20 times, and 20 is a low number. And for those of you who know me, you know what I mean. Some cruel things, but yet they get together and they get up and go to church. So, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Pray for them too. Don't want to judge them. So, on that note, you guys have a wonderful Tuesday evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And if you like a session with me, go ahead and send me an email. So, you guys, thank you for joining. Mwah. Love you guys.